Welcome to Drawn Onward. I'm your host, Teresa Janzen. Drawn Onward is a place where together we can explore the amazing world we live in, the people in it, and God's redemptive story that draws us toward Him and toward each other. You may have noticed that Drawn Onward is a palindrome. That is a word or phrase that is the same both frontwards and backwards. It's just my way of having a little bit of fun with words. I do love words and playing with words to communicate a message on more than one level. So when I chose the name Drawn Onward, it was to show that no matter where you begin, God is drawing you. So begin anywhere, just begin. So what does it mean to be drawn onward through life? In Jeremiah 31, there's a message to God's chosen people, the children of Israel, in which God describes what it is like to be in relationship with Him. Verse 3 states, "I have loved you, my people, with an everlasting love. With unfailing love, I have drawn you to myself." Now that is a pretty amazing statement considering the relationship between God and the people of Israel. Over and over again, God's people questioned Him. They rebelled against Him. They even rejected Him. But God's unfailing love and everlasting love endured. Why would God continue to woo Israel even through all of that? He wanted to draw them to Himself so that He could be in relationship with them. He wanted to bless them so that they in turn would be a blessing to the whole world. That would encourage others also to seek a relationship with God. But what does this mean for us today? While it's true that this verse was written specifically for Israel, and we must always be careful to take the Bible in context, I think that we can find evidence through God's character and through other scripture that He does intend to extend this invitation to relationship to us today. In Paul's second letter to the church in Corinth, he quotes similar Old Testament verses and applies them to his Greek audience. 2 Corinthians 6:16 says, "As God said, I will make my dwelling among them and walk among them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people." The invitation to be God's people is extended to all who believe, so much so that Paul gives God's words originally given to the Israelites, he delivers them to the Corinthian church. It shouldn't really come as a surprise to anyone who knows God's character or who has experienced His unfailing love. When I look back over my life, even in the times I questioned or rebelled, or even when I rejected God, I can see that He continued to draw me with His love. And that is why today I am drawn onward through life. To be drawn onward is to seek God's purpose for each day, to find joy and gratitude on the journey, and to persevere through the challenges with a living hope for the future. So welcome to Drawn Onward. Drawn Onward is more than an amazing palindrome. It's a production of TeresaJanzen.com.